the political landscape in Maharashtra has completely changed to what we saw in 2019. Well, the trends are still pouring in. We are close to solidifying what the actual figure is going to look like. But it seems once again that the NDA is coming back to power with the Prime Minister and his allies, not getting the mandate that they in fact had hoped for or in fact envisaged. But the fact of the matter is, Rishabh, that the NDA is forming the government once again, though it's, a lot of celebrations for the India alliance. But at the same time, let us not forget that there is going to be upset, but there is also going to be a repeated glory for the NDA.
Yeah, that's the reality check. So let's again, we were discussing the break. Let's not confuse ourselves. Had this been 2014 and the Congress had come out with 98 seats and the NDA was forming the government with the BJP's best ever performance at that point of time at 242, the same conversation on the exact same numbers would have been different. But it is 2024. There is no doubt that the Congress has much to celebrate. And they should feel now very energetic about the next election. But let me just quickly update, because I know you will do the analysis with the guests. So you just heard Sharad Pawar speaking. What are the takeaways? The NCP, his faction, is leading in 7 seats. 6 they are going to win. 1 is close, and that is Ahmednagar, where Nilesh Lanke is leading by only 3,700 votes. So that can still flip. But 6, Sharad Pawar is winning for sure. Now, he's come and held this press conference, and he has said, I give full support to the allies. So he's making it clear, in case there was any consideration in anybody's mind that he is going to patch up with Ajit, which is a member of the NDA. Remember, Sharad Pawar has been playing this game for a long time. Okay, he's a past master at all of this. But he has held this press conference. Now, what's happening privately, we don't know. Meanwhile, Mamata Banerjee expected to hold a press conference at 5 o'clock. She is also going to be exulting. She could not have had a better performance. She should be thrilled. And she is going to be thrilled. And she is not going to be allying herself. No chance with the NDA. That's not going to happen. Okay. So the other big ticket item is that Narendra Modi as Prime Minister is intending to go to the BJP headquarters at 7 o'clock. Now we know how this works, that JP Nadda will make a speech, then Narendra Modi will make a speech, the party cadres will gather. It means that they are confident that they are celebrating a victory. And this entire other conversation, which you will see happening over the next couple of hours, plants will come our way, that Nitish Kumar is in talks, and Jagan is in talks, and Naidu is in talks, and they'll make Nitish Prime Minister, and this will all happen. Unlikely to happen. So Narendra Modi likely to return, or pretty much all set to return as Prime Minister. But a day of celebration for the Congress nonetheless. There is a moral victory. If they make 100, there'll be 3 cheers for sure. And especially the result in UP is going to make them really ecstatic. That's the quick update, and I think it's really crucial now what happens in that BJP meeting at 7 o'clock, because I don't think the India Alliance has the numbers to even try to cobble together something if they're around the 230 mark, Vineet.
Absolutely. And Sumit Peer, West Bengal and Uttar Pradesh, of course, couple of states that have resulted in disappointment for the NDA. But the fact of the matter is that there's going to be a lot of headbanging now that's going to happen at the NDA headquarters when Chandrababu Naidu and Nitish Kumar are going to be thrown into this fold.
Vineet, absolutely right, because you see, at the end of the day, BJP would have loved to have this 273 kind of a mandate at least, so that that is what the Modi ji style has been, to work quite independently. He loves the allies but doesn't want to depend on them. Now this time around, he has to adapt, because if this is the number which holds, so he has to accommodate Nitish Babu, he has to accommodate him, he has to accommodate TDP. And what do they demand in return? What is the pound of flesh they want? What is the ministries they want? That all has to be accommodated. But definitely...
What is the level of flip-flop here when you, in fact, use Nitish Kumar in the same sentence, considering that he's popularly known as Paltu Ram?
He will want his pound of flesh. This is what I want. You give it me. By this time, the others would have already approached him with a prime ministerial offer. That is for sure. So, how can you keep him, and how long can you keep him in your fold? And remember, Chandrababu Naidu was once the convener of erstwhile UPA. And it's after the Modi ji's win and all, he had this 10 years of being nobody. So what is the grudge inside his heart? Has he reconciled with that, or he still have those grouses with him? That is again to be contemplated. So Modi ji doesn't like dependence. He loves the allies but doesn't like dependence. So how does it pan up? What do they ask? What are their terms and conditions?
All right.
There will be some changes they will definitely ask.
All right. Ujjwal Chaudhary wants to come in. Ujjwal, go ahead.
The final word is still not spoken. We all know that, because as you have yourself said in a few minutes earlier, There are several seats with less than 20,000 votes difference between the leading one and the trailing one, where the number of voters are more than 10 lakhs. 62 seats is what I am told all over the country. So there could be a change of 20-25 seats on both sides, plus and minus. If India goes down, no chances of anywhere coming close to power. But if NDA goes down by 25 or 20 out of this 62, then these become the gain of India. The scenario changes. That's point one. Point two, yes, I understand. Still the single largest, if no one gets 272, no pre-poll alliance gets 272, the single largest party should be called. And
okay, we're also getting to know that Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi Vadra will be addressing the media at the Congress headquarters at around 4:30.
Yes, I know
this is obviously, you know, a chest thumping day for Rahul Gandhi, who in fact just the other day said that they will solidify their count at 295, Chandni. This is obviously, you know, a part where we still are waiting for some consolidation to happen, and these consolidations are primarily with very few numbers that are left in a number of important states. But the fact of the matter is that we're not looking at these numbers now changing drastically. The Prime Minister is, of course, you know, going to take a call on what he's going to say and what he's going to do now. But important to keep us, to keep everybody in the loop that this is still going to be an NDA government. This is still going to be a government which is going to focus on stability. But we might be looking at, you know, a rejuvenated opposition.
Yes, very true, Vineet. And actually, it's good for, you know, the government to have a rejuvenated and a strong opposition. I guess let's give it to them. They performed very well. It was above the mark that was expected. Samajwadi Party, Akhilesh Yadav, he performed very well. And I think there's a lesson to be learned by the BJP. Of course, the BJP is going to form the government. The NDA is going to form the government. Narendra Modi is going to become the Prime Minister. But there are a lot of you know, things that could have been done differently, which they did not choose to. For example, you know, in the northern belt, they did not focus on the candidates. There was a lot of anti-incumbency towards a lot of MPs, but they chose to retain them and, you know, play on the face of the Prime Minister of India. That certainly did not work towards, you know, quiet candidates. Their whole focus, you know, went around the southern states. Of course, they did very well in the Andhra Pradesh and, you know, Orissa. They had a clean sweep in Orissa, and it is a very well, you know, taken constituency. Andhra Pradesh as well, you know, with the coalition of TDP and Jan Sena Party and BJP, which they clean swept in, you know, assembly elections as well as the Lok Sabha elections. But somewhere the calculation also went wrong in the, you know, in the Bengal.
Right. Meeta Chakravarti, Congress spokesperson, also joins us on the broadcast. Meeta, thank you for speaking with us. First up, you know, this minute or this hour also calls for congratulations. Is there a sense of vindication and victory within the Congress party? Of course, if you go by the pollsters and what the exit polls said, you know, there was supposed to be a complete decimation of the India alliance. But it seems you guys have come back or made a comeback of sorts.
Okay, yes, first of all, I would like to congratulate the people of India who have voted and who have voted for a change. However, we have to wait for another couple of hours to get a clear mandate to understand what's happening, because there are few constituencies where the contest is very close. So the numbers can really change. That's number one. Number two, we were never given a level playing field. Let's face the facts. A couple of months before the election, our bank accounts were frozen. There were two opposition chief ministers
but
who
Meeta,
were arrested.
what about the rhetoric that the opposition was pushing that, you know, there's going to be EVM fraud? What happened to that? Meeta, what happened to that? What about EVM frauds? Are the EVMs working? Are the EVMs working fine now?
I never spoke about EVM fraud. I have never spoken.
So the EVMs are fine. You're not going to be marching to the Election Commission office.
We do not know that for sure. No. Let us just stick to the facts which are out there in public domain, that 95% of cases by income tax, ED and CBI are directed against opposition leaders. There were two popular opposition chief ministers who were sent to jail. They were the principal opposition party, Congress party's bank accounts got frozen 2 months before the election. And we have seen how the surveys and the opinion polls and the exit polls were manipulated. This is not a small margin of error that we are talking about. We are talking about a difference between 400 par and somewhere now the NDA is down to 290 and the numbers are likely to go lower. So this is not a small margin or small percentage of error.
Right, but Vinita...
So when we look at the different factors, it was not a level playing field. And yet we have given a close contest, and I'm sure that you wait till the evening, the numbers will change favorably in our favor. So abhi picture baki hai.
All right, but Meeta,
Do not come to any conclusion as of now.
All right, Mr. Sudhanshu Mittal is also joining us, BJP leader on the broadcast. Mr. Mittal, a momentous day for, the NDA. I would not say so much for the Bharatiya Janata Party. You will be, in fact, in coalition with Chandrababu Naidu and Nitish Kumar. Ideologically, there are differences when these parties are going to come together. Reservation is one. Chandrababu Naidu believes in 4% reservation for the Muslim community. The Prime Minister perhaps does not. Even for that matter, Nitish Kumar has a different opinion when it comes to reservation. How do you think this getting along is going to function? And is the BJP going to be living under constant stress with these two allies in tow?
First and foremost, the tone and tenor of the entire conversation which I heard earlier made me really wonder whether NDA is the winner or the vanquished. It seemed by the rhetorics of the others that NDA was the vanquished, which it is not. It is still crossed the halfway mark and it is going to form the government. Yes, the results may not have been to our expectation. I talking about 400, what happened to 400? I mean, what happened to your 295? I mean, you made claims, you could not live up to your claims. We made claims, the people of this country thought otherwise, which is okay. At the end of the day, it's a people's mandate. And
Correct.
as a responsible political party, everybody has to honor the mandate of people.
Absolutely. And Rishabh, it's still a mandate. Rishabh, it's still a mandate. Let's not forget that it perhaps is an area where the Bharatiya Janata Party has not been before. But considering what Amit Shah has done and the kind of acumen, the party leaders possess, this is just another challenge which will be forgotten perhaps in the next few days to come. We are not in fact looking at the big picture.
What Sudhanshu Mittal is saying is reasonably correct. And this is where we began the conversation, Sudhanshu ji, that had we been sitting in 2014 right now, and if we looked at the exact same numbers, 244 BJP, 97 Congress, NDA forming the government with a 20-25 seat majority, and the Congress less than 100, it would have been a thumping victory for the NDA, Congress decimated, exact same numbers. It's because the bar has been set very high, where, let's be honest, the BJP would have wanted 272. Yes, Akhilesh has surprised with the performance. He's going to be thrilled. But it is Narendra Modi's party in which everybody else has also got a piece of cake. And that's what the honest premise is. So yes, the BJP comes back to power. Narendra Modi, don't go for all the canards that are going to come your way. That no, now people will talk about Gadkari. No, there's nothing like that. No, Nitish Kumar, they will become opposition PM. This is all nonsense. Narendra Modi, if these numbers hold, and they're likely to hold now, is going to become Prime Minister. He's going to make a historic third term. Yes, would the BJP have preferred 272? Yes. Will they have to adjust a little bit? Yes. Has the Congress done a lot better? Will they be excited about it? They should be. Should Akhilesh be thrilled by being number 3 party in the country now? He should be. Should Mamata Banerjee be feeling she's had a good day? She should. Yes, so that's the honest picture. And within that, whatever conversation needs to be had, needs to be had.
Mr. Bhatt?
Sir, can I add?
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead, quickly.
You see, show me one political party which will not like to form the government on its own. Every political party aspires to get an absolute mandate from people. But at the end of the day, Janta Janardhan hai. Unka janadesh sar aankhon par. They have chosen not to give an absolute mandate to BJP. If that is a fact, then that is a fact. But they have chosen to repose their faith on NDA. And this is a pre-poll alliance. This is not Jod Tod. This is a combination which was formulated before, and we fought the elections, not as BJP, we fought the elections as NDA. And the people of this country have reposed their faith
Right,
on
but
NDA.
Mr. Bhatt, there's still
So
going to be a
are the-
biopsy. There is still going to be a look at
That's
the
okay.
drawing board and what happened. You know, what happened in West Bengal, what happened in South India. The Prime Minister, as we have reiterated, made numerous visits to that part of the country. What happened in Maharashtra? All of these things will definitely, be on the agenda. Once the government forms and looks at what needs to be done in order to make these issues a bit more streamlined.
Yes, they need to be. There needs to be a biopsy. There needs to be a course correction, if you say. Because BJP, as far as I understand, the original BJP is something which is hardcore Hindutva. Whether people like it or not, whether you give house to everybody or not, still, from a community, a man or a woman is going to come out and say, "Humko sab mila, still I will not vote for him."
Correct.
And that is what has gone wrong there. Whether you like it or not, second thing which I'll point out is the core worker of BJP today, across the country, including Gujarat, is unhappy and absolutely unhappy. They will go and vote there. But he will not bring his 10 people to whom he used to bring. And that is what has probably cost BJP in places like Uttar Pradesh. And in West Bengal, people are insecure. Looking at the past example, when the entire BJP cadre was hit back after the elections, they were identified and being taken care of. At that time, nobody from the center put a hand. That is what is causing them, that reluctance. 18 not becoming 24 and 18 becoming 11. That is the basic difference. So on the ground you go and see. People say we have got the deliveries. They are not saying no, we have not got the deliveries. In the best case scenario today, a party
Rahul
with 303
Ishwar also joins us on the broadcast. Rahul, the other big news today was, the markets plummeting very suddenly. When the exit polls came out, they went up by 3-4% and they've plummeted today. In fact, 3,000 points is the loss, is what I heard. A lot of these things come out of nothing but are made a big deal of. That's exactly what we're looking at. This is a BJP mandate, but perhaps, we're inflating or conflating the situation with something that does not exist.
As Sudhanshuji rightly said, see, BJP is in the pole position. BJP is in a comfortable position to get the ministry or something, but everyone is lauding the opposition performance because nobody thought or nobody saw it coming in a big way. Let us be honest about analysis, and there are many factors that happens. Every election is decided by caste, community, candidate, charisma, campaign, communication, and cash factors. These factors come together and a rainbow coalition is happening. That's how every election is done. Let us be honest about it. And Modi ji was trying for some kind of a larger Hindu consolidation. Plus, in spaces like Kerala, they wanted to reach out to Christian community. They wanted to appeal to the moderate of every community. This is how Modi ji was pitching the campaign. Naturally, after 10 years, there might be some spaces that it will backfire in a big way. And Mayawati ji and BSP were putting up a lot of Muslim candidates. So they thought the India Alliance will not have that much of a Muslim vote because many Muslim votes are coming for BSP. And naturally, the forward communities or middle class and upper middle class interested in SIPs, interested in stocks, they are more inclined to BJP's model of development and governance. I am also inclined to it. In that sense, I'm a Modi ji admirer. But it's about a mix. Every election is about a particular mix, a formula, as you call it. That was, and BJP even right now is in a comfortable position, but along with their allies. For example, Chandrababu Naidu ji will be very happy. He will be singing and dancing in his home because either way he switch, he will get a special package for Andhra. He will have great offers to his side. JDU, which unexpectedly or which more than expectation did really well because many people believe Tejasvi Yadav's huge crowd will turn into seats, didn't materialize in that way. So it's a combination of so many factors, and I believe Modi ji again has a mandate. There is nothing called this kind of a dharmic victory or something. Modi ji, even after 10 years, if he is able to be in pole position, that itself is a very significant achievement. And I believe, nobody was, the 400 plank was more of a motivating plank for people. But, with Janata Janardhan hai, let us respect their mandate in a good sense. I think markets will be stabilizing once the new government is formed, then there will be a policy crystallization and policy consensus.
All right, Sumit, let's also talk about Purvanchal a little bit. Yeah. One area where the BJP was, obviously optimistic after the Ram Mandir. What do you think? What went wrong in terms of the groundwork that the cadre put in?
I think we need a couple of things. First of all, it's too early to say, but we have to wait for the final results to come. I think the traditional formula of UP has worked for Akhilesh Babu. That is Muslim and Yadav consolidation. That has worked. Let me tell you clearly what I have analyzed and what I have looked through the numbers. Muslims have voted against the BJP, admits getting everything and all the benefits, 34% of the benefits minority community got, but I don't think they have voted. Even the women have not voted. I think it was a very tactical move. Look at any of the seats. Muslims have voted to a candidate jahan BJP harta ho. That was the underlying message and that has to come. So admits Modi ji doing his best, admits Modi ji leaving no stone unturned, but when it comes to votes, you don't get the votes. It's a reality of life. You see, this, what is it, Rashid Engineer is winning in Baramulla.
It's also
and let me tell you,
it's also a credible result for the Congress party in UP with 7 seats.
Yeah, you see, the thing is, they have tactically voted where the BJP is losing. It doesn't matter who's samne kaun hai. If you win, if BJP is losing, I have to vote you. If I have to vote Rishabh, I'll vote Rishabh. It doesn't matter. It's not my choice of candidate. It is mereko aapko harana hai. I'll exactly vote. Yadav Muslim combine has done the magic. It is exactly that thing it has done. And that is what BJP is going to pay the price for. But let's settle for the seats. How do they still? There are still 15, 20 seats up for grab. But this is a lesson to be learned. Again, in West Bengal, it happened. And I concur, what happened last time, the cadres were killed. Don't nobody lend a helping hand. They know when the election is over, what is going to happen. You know what happened in Sandesh Khali and what is still happening in West Bengal. So many horror stories are there. But Mamta Didi continues her government and she continues to do whatever she is to do. So there are at times things which you have to do. You see, there is a core Hindutva vote. We need 5-6%. Hardcore Hindutva vote. If that starts shifting, that costs 30 to 50 seats. It's very simple. This 6% vote shift costs 30 to 50 seats. Has it been done? Wholly, partially, we don't know. But looking at the numbers, Muslims have not voted for BJP. Admits Modi ji giving them anything and everything without any discrimination.
Rishabh, your thoughts on West Bengal? Despite the violence, despite Sandesh Khali and despite the recent orders from the Calcutta High Court, it seems that the TMC has been able to pull some strings and keep an image that has appealed to the voters.
So what's the bottom line? The bottom line is Mamta was up against it more than Akhilesh was. Akhilesh was starting with nothing. Okay, if he had gone from 5 to 10 seats, he would have still been a hero. 10 to 15 seats would have still been a hero. So Mamta was up against it. I think the result in Bengal is far more troubling from the BJP in that sense. Correct. But the fundamental change that has really hurt them is in UP period.
Correct.
We can twist because they've done okay. I mean, Delhi, if you won 7 out of 7, you lose 1, it can happen. In Haryana, you're down 3 or 4 seats, it can happen. Rajasthan, we can't win 10% every time. Let's be realistic. You gain some here and lose some here.
Correct.
That's elections. But in UP, it wasn't gain some, it was not lose some. And this is what the mandate has been. The mandate has been that Rahul Gandhi can stand today in this press conference that he'll be holding with Priyanka, and he can point out all of these things. He can say, look, we have nearly doubled our seats. We've gained vote share. In UP, us and the NDA alliance are now the largest Lok Sabha force because the BJP and its allies, Jayant is going to win his 2, Apna Dal is winning only 1. So they'll have about 38, 39. If the numbers change, maybe 40. But between the Congress and Samajwadi Party, they're going to have the other 40 for sure. So they are going to be big players in UP. This is where the election has been pivoted from a 272 for the BJP and a 244 for the BJP. A win is a win, but the win would have been sweeter with 25 more seats.
Absolutely. And Chandni and Mr. Bhatt, you both hail from Gujarat. It was also a shocker for a number of people to see that the Congress party was able to get 1 seat in Gujarat, in Banaskantha. Yes. What do you make of that?
I said that in the morning, early in the morning, when the leads were discussing, we had a discussion about this. And we were very sure that if this is the way things are going, then Banaskantha will be up for a real fight. Because that's where, you had a seasoned campaigner there from the Congress side against a total newcomer for the BJP. And the BJP cadres, as I said, I said even before this, BJP cadre in Gujarat has become complacent. They think everything, because Modi ji is there and Amit Bhai is there, everything is going to fall straight, It doesn't happen that way. I'm more surprised, that a candidate like Tushar Chaudhary of Congress lost. And probably he lost not narrowly, but with quite a big margin. That happens only when there is a gross discontent on the local leadership.
Right. And Mr. Bhatt, what about Rajasthan as well? There was strong discontent
Rajasthan, I had
amongst the
discounted.
Jata votes also in Rajasthan. That
Yes.
seems to have consolidated with the Congress party getting around 8 seats so far. Or
So
leading
far
up to
they
8
are
seats.
leading 8.
Yeah.
I am expecting 3 to 4 loss for BJP. That I have been saying right from the beginning. So they will lose 3 to 4 seats. The other 4 seats, whatever is happening because of the consolidation on one side, whereas the core voter not getting out and voting will lead to this. No, this 3 or 4 seats will not have a huge margin of a lakh of votes. Maybe a 1 lakh or 1.5 lakh or something, but maybe a few thousands. 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, but those seats are lost because your co-voters did not get out and vote. Whereas, other side, you had a Jata consolidation. And that is happening in so many places. And that's basically because, it's something like, on certain places in Gujarat, anti-incumbency does come in. That is what we call in Hindi or Gujarati, shithilta.
Right.
In the political terms.
Mr. Mittal, in fact, the Prime Minister, even when he spoke to NewsX, there was this confidence about what he was going to do in the first 100 days when he came back to power. You think all those plans are going to, in fact, stay, or do you think there is perhaps going to be a readjustment of the trajectory?
No, I don't think. I think these are all plans for the development of this country, to make India a developed nation by 47. So I think there is no need why these plans should now be stopped or slowed down upon. I mean, these are all developmental agendas and they'll continue to be this way. As I said earlier, yes, the results may not have been to the expectation. But at the end of the day, the mandate is for NDA to form government and for Narendra Modi to be the Prime Minister, which will happen. Now, when we talk about Congress gaining, the experiment has failed in Bihar also now. See, MY combination we just heard. So what happened to the MY combination in Bihar? Bihar is a proportionately a larger population of Yadavs as well as Muslims. Yet it failed because there are multiple factors which at the end of the day determine the victory or defeat of a candidate. What is the quotient of opposition unity? What is the split factor? What is the caste? You see, my only this thing is this election, what saddens me is there was a time when there was a primacy of caste from 1990 when Mandal Commission was implemented. From then on till the 2005, the primacy was on caste. We used to say you don't cast your vote, you vote your caste. Then after that, the politics of delivery, the politics of hope, the politics of performance took over. So every successive government which was performing or doing well or delivering was voted back. People who were not delivering were voted out. This election has once again brought the focus on caste.
Correct.
And the consolidation of caste and the division of votes on caste lines.
All right,
Sure,
Sumit wants to comment on what you said. And Sumit, let's also talk about
can I
Himachal
just
Pradesh.
finish?
Yeah,
Can I
quickly,
just-
sir, quickly.
One line. See, this caste politics has consequences. The fear of the ending of reservation has played a very, very major role in creating a fear psychosis in the OBCs as well as the Dalits that if we get 400 seats, then probably the constitution would be amended and the caste
that's a good point you made.
would be ended. That has actually altered a lot of...
Right. Before I go to Sumit, Rishabh, would you like to respond to that? That there's been actually been a psychosis of, people fear-mongering about the end of reservation.
Yes, they tried the same thing last time. They tried it this time. So is Sudhanshu Mittal right? The caste is still a factor. Yes. Do some people still feel that there is a comfort in being told that we'll give you freebies and government jobs? All these matter. But what's the bottom line? Let's boil it to bottom lines. There is and was an excitement about a Narendra Modi leading this country. Okay? He was the hope of India. He, to a large measure, has delivered on it for 10 years. This time, 10 years later, the excitement has receded and a lot of old sort of divisions which existed and were taken for granted in Indian politics, some of them have returned because the people who look past their caste identity and this identity simply because of Narendra Modi, The second is that the party is now learning that just thinking that because Narendra Modi is there, that our local politics, local governance doesn't matter because everybody will vote for Modi's name, it's a realization. But the bottom line, and I disagree with the premise that the agenda of the government will be functioned. I think no. I think Narendra Modi now is even more confident, more sorted. He's got nothing left to prove. Yes, he'll be disappointed and have to make maybe a slight adjustment. But to say that Nitish Kumar will be calling the shots or Chandrababu Naidu who just come home from the cold will be calling the shots, no. Will they have to be accommodated? That's part of politics. When you have to do important things in government like a GST council together, or you have to get things passed, Aadhaar passed, you need consensus. So you have to make accommodation, and everybody does. So I think you have a prime minister who is now probably a little bit disappointed, but not stressed, thinking that, oh my God, from tomorrow morning things are going to be different. They're going to be different in terms of the agenda for sure, but I don't see the agenda put on hold. I think you're going to see a lot of exciting things happening in the next 100 days.
Absolutely.
And that will settle itself out.
Absolutely. And let us also not allow the opposition to, in fact, readjust that vision or, put things out of focus. Mr. Bhatt, you wanted to come in. Go ahead.
Yes, I wanted to come in, because I'll tell you one statistical figure. Last time around, with 37% votes, BJP won 303 seats. Now, this time around, right now, their total vote share is about 38 point something,
Correct.
or 39,
Correct.
if I'm right. What do you foresee is, what I foresee is, with 37%, if they can get 303, but with 38.4, what their vision was, add 10% to 37%. Now, I was looking at something like, 40 to 43% to reach to the same level of 303. Now, with this 38% vote, if they are going at 249 seats or 250 seats, now that means they have lost some vote. They have lost some core vote. And that vote actually amounts to, because basically everywhere you see, you did not get the votes of Muslims. 92% Muslims voted against you. What they have lost? They have lost their core vote. Now, that core vote, which was always there with BJP, which was backing BJP, which was backing Narendra Bhai, has gone out of it. And that is a cause of concern. BJP will not agree. BJP people will not agree to this. But let me tell you something. In my 30 years of journalism, right from the time he was a chief minister,
Mr. Sudhanshu
I've
Mittal
seen
wants
this.
to respond to you, then we go to Meeta Chakravarti. Sudhanshu, quickly.
See, you please understand that if the core voter of Hindu has deserted us, who would he have voted for? You think in UP, the Hindutva voter who saw what had the Pran Pratishthan would have voted for the Congress or would have voted for SP. No, that's not the fact. That's not the reality.
He has gone back to his caste politics.
Meeta ji,
Caste has
in
taken
fact,
over, yes.
right, Meeta ji, the complications
And Congress has
one second, Mr. Bhatt. Meeta ji, the complications with coalition governments are nothing new to our country. Though the India alliance, has picked up numbers that are admirable, but like they say, too many cooks are going to spoil the broth, and perhaps the only thing that you're going to take away from this general election is that you will probably be a lot more virile and stronger than you were in the last 10 years. Is this something that, the India alliance is ready to settle for?
Or possibly in an alliance government, there will be more checks and balances, and there will not be an over-centralization of power. So I think it's a welcome move, number one. And there will be, even if, we have to really wait for the final results and then see as whether we are in a position to form the government or not. But even if we sit on the opposition benches, will come as a much stronger opposition. Now, a little while back, there was a discussion being done about the vote share increasing and the seat share decreasing. Now, as we know that if the votes are concentrated in certain geographical areas, then it's easier to have the seats being closed there in those areas. But since BJP has tried to expand its base in new organizational base in new states, so their increase in vote share can be misleading, because they have gained in votes in certain areas where they did not get they did not have much of a presence earlier. But the fact is that their vote share in their key states have gone down, and hence their seat share has also gone down. So when we do a correlation between vote share and seat share, we really need to keep in mind is how concentrated the vote share is.
All right. Sumit, in fact, we continue to talk and harp about West Bengal, UP and some of the other states, but let's also look at what the BJP has been able to pull off in Odisha. This was something which obviously is not being considered or consolidated as a part of BJP's success.
I think Orissa was fantastic. Andhra, Telangana's NDA was fantastic. There are wins in Karnataka which are much more than perceived. The only setback what I see, Vineet, and the major setback is UP, then there is West Bengal. So there, whatever 20, 30 seats went out of the radar or whatever happened, if they would have been there today, it will be a 280 at least for BJP, going to 300. That would what ideally we thought the number was. This is the only drawback. If you look at all over India, even Haryana, 2 or 3 seats here and there do not matter. 1 seat of Delhi here and there doesn't matter. The only setback is UP and West Bengal. I think West Bengal people are still fearing, they're still paranoid. They don't know what will happen because, when the elections are over, then the TMC goons start going on the rampage and settling their scores. And unfortunately in UP, the caste politics is back. You can't deny it. And let me be very candid, Muslims have not voted for BJP in UP. They have voted where the BJP candidates are losing. Look at any seat. This is how the number looks like. This Yadav consolidation, which was bound to happen, and Yadav Muslim vote bank combined has done the job. That is what the traditional recipe of Akhilesh Yadav is. He focuses on that. He works on that. He only knows one formula. And there in UP it worked. Though if we go back to Bihar, Tejasvi did more than 200 rallies, carpet bombing of Bihar, but kuch nahi kar paya. He could not do anything. But here this magic has worked. And let's not forget, Vineet, in India, the highest Muslim population, number-wise, is in UP. It's not percentage-wise, number-wise in UP. So there, you might be illusion that okay, Assam you have 35%, UP have 18%. But if you number ko dekhoge, it's the highest in UP, and you combine it with the Yadav population, it is good enough to do you this kind of a surprise. What has happened? So that is what has happened. So it has to be thought out.
If you'll allow me to interject, if you just boil it down to brass tacks, the brass tacks right now, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to be doing analysis for a few days, okay? But the brass tacks is, who is forming the next government of India?
Modi ji.
Is the opposition in any position as the numbers stand? And the numbers may change, but are they going to dramatically shift? That's very unlikely now, okay? Most of the leads, ladies and gentlemen, are thumping leads now, okay? So it's done, okay? So we are plus minus 4 or 5, not plus minus 20, 30. For the opposition to get 40 plus Lok Sabha seats, where are they going to potentially come from? Even if you offer Nitish Kumar Prime Minister's post or Chandrababu Naidu Prime Minister's post, that's another maybe 20, 30 if both of them come your way. Don't think that the other independents that are left, and we're putting this the number on your screens, don't have options. The BJD only has 2 MPs. Who are they going to vote for now? The Jagan, if he has 2 or 3 or 4, where are they going to go? So the bottom line is, who's forming the next government? If the bottom line is no, the India alliance is not going to form the next government, then this next question is simply, does the India alliance stay together tomorrow morning, day after tomorrow? Or do they go back to where they were? Okay? Is it going to be a bloc in parliament that is constantly, taking on the BJP and constantly pushing the BJP, or do they disperse as per their own priorities come tomorrow morning that they came for? They came for the election. The elections are now over. Aam Aadmi Party performance, is 3. That's a khata kolo, but not where it wants. Tejasvi didn't do a great job. So Mamta, a big winner here. Akhilesh, a big winner here. Sharad Pawar has held it on. Uddhav Thackeray has held it on, but he's not reversed the tide. The JDS, the Karnataka performance has not been very good. DMK has held what it was supposed to hold. So who are the exemplary performers? The Congress has gotten an extra 40 seats. Akhilesh has improved, and Mamata Banerjee has improved. So if they're not forming the government, are they tomorrow an alliance as well?
That's a valid point. And Chandni, we've been witness to this, that how even after shaking hands for this pre-poll alliance, TMC and some of the other parties have completely denied taking responsibility for the India alliance.
I mean, see, have have maintained this always on your shows, that this alliance has always been an alliance of convenience. So as Rishabh was saying, that tomorrow, this is for sure that Narendra Modi is going to become the Prime Minister, and NDA, BJP-led NDA is going to form the government. So tomorrow, is this alliance even going to stay? Is it even going to be there because you see in Bengal we've seen, as you said, TMC and Congress are contesting on
against
their
each
own.
other. Yeah.
In Punjab,
the Aam Aadmi
Party and Congress are
Kejriwal is on
literally
record
they
saying
are
this.
and they
at
continue
each
to pull
other's
no
necks.
punches. Yeah.
And Kejriwal is on record saying this.
And in Delhi, they are like all, they are hugging each other. So what kind of an alliance and what kind of an idea of government are they supposed to give? Because a spokesperson is sitting over here and she has been
Right. Let's in fact get a response from Meeta ji as well. Meeta, if the alliance itself is not going to be able to show any kind of unity, then what kind of a unity will it project to the people if it wants to rule the country? There's obviously going to be, a sense of instability with the India alliance, because, on one day you're fighting with each other and on the next day you're hailing this verdict. Meeta, I can't hear you.
Formally
Yeah, there you are.
created at the Lok Sabha.
Go ahead, Meeta, go ahead.
Am I audible now?
Yes.
Okay. So even before this alliance was formally prepared, we had a situation where in both the upper house and lower house, the opposition parties were coming together on different issues. All the like-minded parties which believed in the constitution of the country, which believed in the secular and federal structure of India, had been coming together and had been opposing the autocratic rule of the Modi-led government. So this has been happening over the past 5 years, much before the India Alliance was actually formally formed. And now that the India Alliance has been formed and we have been able to deliver a result that has surprised a lot of critics, then we are obviously going to take it to the next level. So irrespective, I would still say that the picture abhi baki hai, so we may still be in a position to form the government. But even if we do not, and even if we continue to be opposition, we will be a much, much stronger opposition. And that is a must for any healthy democracy. Any healthy democracy needs a stronger opposition. From the fact that Rahul Gandhi ji took out 2 yatras, Bharat Jodo Yatra from Kanyakumari to Kashmir, more than 4,000 kilometers he walked, and he interacted with lakhs of people. The fact that he followed it up with Bharat Jodo Nyay Yatra, to the fact that our manifesto was actually prepared not only by our manifesto team, but in consultation with the people of India.
Okay. All right. Chandni wants to respond to you, and then Mr. Bhatt also, in fact, wanted to emphatically respond to you. So does Sumit. Chandni, go ahead quickly, please.
I just want to ask Ms. Meeta that, if you're so like-minded, why are you having, separate contests in different states? Why are you not in alliance in all the states? Why are you not, together in all the states? Why are you infighting each other? For example, Rahul Gandhi is fighting CPI in Wayanad. Rahul Gandhi is fighting AAP in, Congress is fighting AAP in Punjab. Congress is fighting TMC. But together, you say that you are like-minded and you all are against the
Okay, let her respond. Meeta, respond to that.
Let me answer, very valid query, and let me answer this. In states like Kerala, in states like Punjab, where BJP is a distant third or fourth political force, does it make any political sense to share our political space and give space to BJP? Kerala, the fight is between UTF and LDF. In Punjab, the contest is between Aam Aadmi Party and the Indian National Congress. So where BJP is not a factor at all, where BJP is a distant third or a distant fourth, there was no reason for us to come together for an alliance. In most of the states where BJP is a factor, where we were fighting against the BJP, we have tried to put up a unified candidate. And I think it makes a lot of political sense. In Kerala, all the 20 seats are being won by the India Alliance. We were very clear that post-poll we will come together. So we are not the same party. Please do not be very sure about this, that we are different political organizations.
All right, Meeta, just hold on to that thought.
We
in fact,
have very similar
Chirag Paswan is addressing the media. We're going to cut across.
चली रही है, एक बार अंतिम रिजल्ट आ जाए, मैं मानता हूं बहुत सी ऐसी सीटें हैं जहां पर बहुत कम मार्जिन से अभी भी हार जीत का फैसला होना है। ऐसे में मैं मानता हूं कि एनडीए का प्रदर्शन पहले ही बहुत बेहतर रहा है। जो आंकलन लगाए जा रहे थे, जिस तरीके से विपक्षी दल दावा करते थे कि एक तरफा हो जाएगा, सूपड़ा साफ हो जाएगा, खाता तक नहीं खोलने देंगे, उसके बनिस्बत जो एनडीए गठबंधन का जो परफॉर्मेंस रहा है वो काबिले तारीफ रहा है और मुझे उम्मीद है कि फाइनल रिजल्ट आते आते हम लोग का बहुत बेहतर है।
क्या बार्गेन करेंगे?
मैं कतई बार्गेन करने की राजनीति में विश्वास नहीं रखता, बट हाँ, ये मेरे लिए, मेरे पार्टी के हर एक नेता, हर एक कार्यकर्ता को इसका श्रेय जाता है। जिस तरीके से 100% स्ट्राइक रेट के साथ लोक जनशक्ति पार्टी रामविलास ने 5 की 5 सीटें जीतने का काम किया, जहां मैं पार्टी का अध्यक्ष होने के नाते हमारे जमुई से हमारे सांसद अरुण भारती जी को बधाई देता हूं, खगड़िया से राजेश वर्मा जी को, शांभवी चौधरी को समस्तीपुर से और वीना देवी जी को वैशाली से। ये कहीं ना कहीं हमारे गठबंधन की ताकत है, जिसकी वजह से 5 की 5 सीटें हम लोग जीते। प्रधानमंत्री जी का कुशल नेतृत्व।
All right, Mr. Paswan, in fact, very happy about the victory, and he said that there are a number of seats which we have already discussed that have a very limited margin. When they will be concluded, perhaps this picture is going to look very different. In fact, Sumit, before we went into this reaction, you wanted to respond to Meeta, Congress spokesperson, on what she said about the combinations that have stood strong when it comes to South India and the BJP performing poorly in the same states in South India.
Vineet, you see, Meeta was saying that where BJP is not a distance force, we don't want to concede space to them. That is why we do not have an alliance. Let me name you a state called West Bengal. Wahan to BJP force hai na. Why are you fighting each other there? Now, don't tell me, Meeta ji, in West Bengal, BJP is not a force to reckon with. And you're saying Punjab BJP is nothing, BJP is taking half of the seats of Punjab, and Aam Aadmi Party is taking 3 seats. So you can't say BJP is not a force. It is an alliance of convenience. It's an alliance of selfish interests. It's an alliance of majburi, and it's an alliance of marta kya na karta. So these all things combine, and that is what the alliance is about. And isn't Mr. Kejriwal saying that this dosti permanent nahi hai? This is not going to last beyond the elections. Mr. Kejriwal quote unquote is saying that. So which alliance are we talking here about? So you have people with conflicting interests and trying to cobble an alliance together. वो बानो पट्टी का पिटारा है. It will disintegrate with the winds of time. So let's not be.
All right, Mr. Mittal also wants to respond. Mr. Mittal, go ahead. Mr. Mittal, go ahead.
If you look at the tally of the Congress, it is piggy riding on the other parties for its performance. Barring Telangana and Punjab, wherever they are a poor second or a third party, and they're piggy riding on the strength of the other political party, which is the dominating force. Now, that may be something which may be very pleasing to the Congress, and the argument which I just heard from the spokesperson of the Congress belies the reality. The reality is just Kerala, Telangana. These are the 2 states and Punjab. These are the 3 states. These are the only 3 states where you are there on your own. Otherwise, elsewhere, all what you're doing is piggy riding. So, do not eulogize yourself as somebody.
All right. We have a paucity of time as well. I want Mr. Himanshu Bhatt to come in.
I just would like to state a fact that we'll be in a stage of political uncertainty. And why I'm saying this, I have a very big reason for saying this. On one side, the opposition thinks they can go up to 272 and form an alliance government. If that happens, we are certainly in for a political instability. Because there are so many parties there, and they are going to fight over it. And when you go to BJP's cadre, a depleted Narendra Modi government will make him more firm to push his agenda.
I want to make one point.
Okay, quickly. So, in fact,
you
Mr.
see,
Bhatt has a point as well.
You see,
this is also a test of resolve for the Prime Minister when he comes back.
It is still the mandate, the winners of Narendra Modi ji. I'll tell you why. When it was UPA 1 and UPA 2, there were a group of parties together. Ab ki baar to pura vipaksh ek saath hai. Everybody has got together, and still, if this is the mandate, and still they are fighting and trying to, cobble an alliance and
decimate the BJP.
Right? Modi ji's problem is if you don't get 99% marks, aap fail ho gaye. If you are getting 88% marks, what have you done? Your performance is far below expectations. Why don't you accept one fact? You all put together could not do what Modi ji could still do on his own. Right. Look at the numbers. Still, Modi ji is bigger than all of you put together.
Yeah, and like right now also Congress on 18 seats, there's a margin of less than 20,000, and on 11 seats there's margin of less than 10,000. So I guess these seats are also they could shift.
Correct.
They could.
And there's a lot of things that we could see in the coming hours. The results could change drastically if we.
Abhi baki hai.
All right, we're going to be right here to track those and trace those, and of course talk about them as well. We're going to dip into a very short break, but this rolling coverage is going to continue.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.